Hi all, today we are going to see the next part of Woodward-Fisher rules, which is in the syllabus of final year B.Pharm Pharmaceutical Analysis. So last time we saw that these two gentlemen, Woodward and Fisher, have in 1845, that is 1945 sorry, and 1959 come up with the rules correlating the lambda max with the molecular structure and helped us to predict the lambda max of the organic compounds not experimentally but theoretically. So theoretical estimation of lambda max of the organic compounds was been predicted and done by Woodward Fisher using the rules. So last time in the last video we saw Woodward Fisher rules for unsaturated dienes. Today we are going to see the Woodward Fisher rules for alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. Now when we say carbonyl compounds, all the carbonyl compounds which we know are ketones, aldehydes, carboxylic acids, your esters. So all these have a C double bond O in their structure. So the carbon exactly next to the carbonyl carbon is always termed as alpha carbon. The next to it is always termed as a beta carbon, gamma, so on and so forth. So we are going to use this as our parent and go with the new set of rules put by Woodward Fisher for the organic compound having the structure with carbonyl group and a double bond, that is an unsaturation which is conjugated to my carbonyl group. So coming to the set of rules, so you can see here the list of rules enlisted. Here our parent is R C double bond O CH double bond CH. So this entire makes our parent. Now C double bond O has a next carbon which is alpha carbon and beta carbon. So in this, if this is a parent somewhere in the organic compound, I have to see to it that I have to go and follow the rules of carbonyl compounds and not the dienes. Now the question is here the R. The R changes and gives us different functional groups. So if I have an R as alkyl group or any CH3, then my value is 215 nanometer. If it is an aldehyde, then R becomes H. In that case, the value is 207 nanometer. If it is an OH, that is carboxylic acid, or OR, that is an ester, the value becomes 193. And the remaining rules where we were saying double bond extension, that is extension to the parent which is conjugated, that is DBE, was giving plus 30, that is an incremental value to the parent. Exocyclic bond, that any bond which is outside the ring, was considered to be plus 5 nanometer. However, we are not going to consider C double bond O outside the ring because that is a part of our parent. And next are the two very important things, alkyl substituent and ring residue. I have clubbed them together here. Every alkyl substituent, if it is at the alpha position, I am showing you with the cursor alpha position, I have to add plus 10 nanometer. And if it is at beta position, I have to add plus 12 nanometer. And if it is at gamma and beyond, that is gamma, delta, epsilon, any other position, then I have to add plus 18. So for every alkyl substituent and every ring residue at alpha, beta, gamma, I add plus 12, plus 10, plus 12 and plus 18. Is it clear? And in the unsaturated dienes, we said homoannular diene was preferred over heteroannular diene because it had a higher value. Here I have C double bond O, so I cannot go and follow that rule. So I have to go for C double bond O as a parent and use 215 as a parent value. However, if at all in an organic compound which has C double bond O also has a ring with conjugated double bonds in one single ring, that is if it has a homoannular diene, I have to add plus 39. Now if you add 215 to 39, you will get 254, which is our parent value of homoannular diene. So I would request that you have to listen, you have to revise all these values, and then we will go and solve the problems. So next comes the problem. Now here you can see that this is a problem. So before I go to the problem, I have to enlist what all I have to see in the structure. So if my list is correct, then I will not go wrong. I should not start anywhere, start with DB, then to exocyclic, then to parent, then to alpha. No, I have to go about in a particular sequence. So this is a sequence which I have written. I have to first check out which is a parent, then check out whether DB in the structure, then check out whether there is an exo in the structure, then check out whether there is an alkyl substituent at alpha, beta, gamma, then check out whether there is a ring residue at alpha, beta, gamma, and then check out whether it's a homoanirodine. And then that makes a total which is dash nanometer, that is the lambda max of that particular organic compound. So let's go for it. For this particular structure, I have an alpha, beta unsaturated carbonyl compound as my parent. So this is my alpha and this is my beta. Do I have a DBE? No, there is no extension. So I do not have any DBE. If I check out exocyclic, it is cyclic. I do not have a cycle. So exocyclic doesn't exist. Alkyl substituent. Now I have to go in a linear manner sequentially, alpha, beta and then gamma. So here I have alpha. Do I have any alkyl substituent here? No. Ring residues? No. So it's 0. If I have got for beta, what do I see? I see 2 alkyl substituent which are there with the orange circles, right? So I do not have ring residue but 2 orange circles which is alkyl substituent. For each beta I add plus 12. So here I have to add 12 into 2, that is 24 nanometer. So when I get the answer, I get 2 and 5 as my parent. I do not have DBE, I do not have exo, I do not have alpha. 24 for 2 beta alkyl substituents, no homoanirodine, and the total comes to 239. I hope you are understanding what am I saying. I go to the next sum. Looks complicated, but I have to just figure out what is a parent. Again, I follow a sequential pattern. So now what is a parent here? Parent is a alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. So this is my alpha position. This is my beta to carbonyl group. Now I have to check out DBE. Do I have a DBE? No, there is no conjugation attached to my parent. So I do not have a DBE. Now I go for determining exocyclic. Now if I say A, B, C and D are the 4 cycle rings present here. For A ring, I have only double bond O outside. I do not consider that as exo. For B ring, if I shut down the B ring, I see 1 exocyclic double bond. For C ring, there is none. For D ring, there is none. So I have 1 exocyclic double bond. Can you see this? So plus 5 beta. Now I go for determining alkyl substituents. At alpha, I do not have anything. At beta, I have 2 ring residues. So for per beta, I have plus 12 to be added. So 12 into 2, that is 24. Do I have a homoanirodine? No. So my answer comes to 2 and 5. 1 exo, 2 ring residues of beta. Total is 244 nanometer. Okay. We go for the next sum. Again, what I have to do is write my sequential pattern, how I am going to do and check out. Check the parent. Yes, I have an alpha and beta. So this is my parent. But I have to check also for an extended parent. Extended parents is due to my DBE. So I have to check whether there is a DBE in conjugation to my parent. Yes, double bond, single bond, double bond. Yes, I have this one which is my DBE. So my parent extends to alpha, beta, gamma and delta. So this whole becomes my parent. Yeah. Now I check for exo. If I have ABCD as the ring. For A ring, do I have any exo? No, because I do not consider C double bond O as exo. For B ring, I have, yes, I have it, which is 1 exocyclic double bond. For C ring, none. D ring, none. So I have 1 exocyclic double bond. Yeah. And now coming to my alkyl substituents and ring residue, at alpha position, do I have something? No. At beta position, do I have something? Yes, 1 ring residue. At gamma, none. At delta, yes. So I have 2 ring residues. However, the one with beta, I have to add plus 12 nanometer. Whereas for delta, I have to add plus 18 nanometer. So my answer comes to 280 nanometer. Yes. 280 nanometer. I hope you can see the answer. Yes. So 215, 30 for DBE, 5 for exo, 12 for 1 ring residue, 18 for other ring residue. Total comes to 80. Is it clear? So we go to the next sum. Yes, so this is my next sum. Yeah. Now again I go with the sequential pattern. Yes, now see my parent. So this is my parent, C double bond O alpha beta. Now check with DB. Yes, I have 1 DBE. So my parent extends. Alpha is alpha beta gamma delta. Oh, I have one more DBE. So my parent still extends. Correct? Now I have to check for exo. A ring, none. For B ring, check all the sides. I have 2 exocyclic double bond for B ring. For C ring, none. Yes, so this is for B ring and this is also for B ring exocyclic double bond. Now ring residues and alkyl substituents. At alpha, nothing. At beta, yes, I have one ring residue, so I would add plus 12. For delta, I do not. Gamma, I do not have. For delta, I do not have. For delta 1, yes, I have 1. Plus 18 again. And delta 2, I should not forget. Plus 18 again. So 3 ring residues. 1 12 and 2 18. And one alkyl substituent at delta 2 because this is my extended parent. So my total comes to 351 nanometer. 2 dBEs plus 60, 2 exos plus 10, 1 beta ring residue plus 12 plus 18 into 3 because 3 that is 2 ring residues at delta 1 delta 2 and 1 alkyl substituent, so total 318 increments and total comes to 351. One more, again I am going to go with the same pattern. This is my ring absolutely parent alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Now I go for checking DBE, no DBE. Yes, however, this is my A ring exocyclic and this is for B ring exocyclic. So 2 exocyclic, correct. Now alpha ring, do I have any ring residue or alkyl substituent? Yes, I have one ring residue. So I add plus 10. For beta I have 2. So I add plus 12. Correct. Anything else? Homoannular? Nothing. So my total comes to 259. Going to the next sum. Again I go linearly whatever is written. So this becomes my parent. Do I have an extended parent? Yes. So this is my 1 dBE. So this becomes my extended parent. Oh, I have one more. So this becomes my total extended parent. Now I have to go for exo. Okay, this is an exo for B ring. Do I have any other exo? No. Now it's time for alkyl substituent. At alpha, I do not have anything. At beta, yes, one ring residue, so I add plus 12. At gamma, yeah, I have one ring residue, so plus 18. At gamma 2, yes, delta 2, yes, plus 18. At delta, plus 18, correct. However, this alkyl substituent is not with the parent, so I do not consider it. But do I have a homoannular diene? Yes, I don't have to misconceptualize this bond in with this, but this is here also, right? So, 2 conjugated diene in a ring. So, it makes a C ring as a homoannular diene. So, I have to add plus 39. So, my total comes to 385. Can you see? Yes, 385. 2 dBEs, 1 exocyclic, 12 for 1 ring residue at beta, 3 for 3 ring residues at gamma and beyond, 39 for the C ring which is homoannular. Correct? So with this we complete our alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds Woodward-Fisher rules. I hope I have made all the problems easy. Go sequentially and you will not go wrong anytime. Thanks for watching the video.